Gentlemen, before we do actually come to the reason for our assembly here today, I wish to pay tribute to two gentlemen here, to Michael Sterling and Christopher Bennett, who last month came back from Camino bringing this exhibit with them, and that was the 25th time they've been there, every year. And I think it's a most fantastic achievement. What do you think that neither of them actually was a grenadier? And they're a damn sight more grenadier than a lot of grenadiers I know. Their devotion to we of the 6th Battalion is unparalleled, I feel. I must pay that tribute to them.
Thank you.
Now, there were actually two major battles fought for this height, Monte Camino. It is not a mountain in the accepted sense. It is a massif, 6 miles long at the base and 3 miles wide and undulatingly 3,000 feet high. And one battalion is sent up to go and take it, which of course is quite ludicrous, because we were totally outnumbered by SS troops, grounded paratroopers of the Hermann Goering Division, and a regiment of mounted warfare troops. We were thrown into this thing, and in fact we were overwhelmed to the extent that number 2 company, in which Michael Sterling's uncle was a member, were cut off entirely from the rest of the battalion, and the whole company was totally destroyed. And it was the most savage fighting. We'd experienced fighting before, but this was super savage stuff. We were up there for 5-6 days, nothing hot the whole time, having got up there to the most appalling weather conditions, which later local people with whom we got friendly said it was the worst weather in living memory. We even finished up with a small earthquake. Anyway, there were 2 battles fought. That was the first one, the first week in November 43, followed by the beginning of December for the second battle, which was then taken on by the infantry and backup of 2 entire divisions. It had proved that it was necessary to be able to take such a situation. Well, our German Guards Brigade consisted of ourselves, 6th Battalion Grenadiers, 3rd Coldstream and 2nd Scots Guards. The Coldstream and Scots Guards played a supporting role on that first battle by clearing the approach ground to enable us to, as they said at the time, have a clear run at the top. You do not run, I can assure you. Now this helmet was found with 3 others in the area that was known as Grenadier Wood. It is a saucer-shaped depression at the top of the ridge and is overlooked by no less than 3 Spandau positions called Spandau Ridge. To move across that area was necessary but very dangerous. And what we have here, sorry, with this one, with 3 others, were discovered together by a young Italian operating a metal detector. So, I'm sorry. Obviously, the boys had been buried where they lay, first of all. When the bodies were taken away to be put into a proper cemetery, obviously their helmets and 1 or 2 other things were left behind. Sadly, there is no marking on the helmet from which we could trace who the man was. But he was undoubtedly a 6th Battalion Grenadier man, because it was the position that number 3 company of the 6th Battalion had been defending. I'm sorry, I get all overtaken. It's all right. I think there's no. I think the the article itself explains itself, but you can see that, in fact, there are the imprints, the holes where the bullets went through, and which must have killed the wearer. They're so close together and identical that it was obviously a burst from a spano from the ridge that did the work. Because, for one thing, it had to have the velocity to be able to get through there, for one thing. So there it is. It's exactly as was dug out by these two gentlemen and brought back. And I hope in handing it over to the museum, a suitable spot can be found, because I do not think that the museum has anything else directly associated with either of the battles on Camino. So I think with the suitable small description, I hope it'll make an addition. So if I may hand it over. Put it into your hands for safekeeping, please.
Thank you very, very much.
Thank you very much indeed. Thank you.
Thank you, Norm. I think if even if we can't find out the exact gentleman, there's 4 of them. I think we can.
There's a story of it anyway.
We can certainly put all 4 names down and recognise their part they played, and we can say that it belonged to one of those 4 gentlemen who gave their lives for our country. And we should also say how he got killed, because people are going to see those who might know. Yeah. So, no, thank you very much indeed. It's very
thank you very much indeed.
As you say, we don't have anything from that period.
It's really it's a dead living article.
Yeah. Well, as you can see from that case, we do try and cover most of the fields, but we can only put on what we've got in stores to display. So this is quite a nice, poignant artifact for us. So thank you very much indeed.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Just on one last note on this, this piece of paper there has actually got the names of the 2 Italians that actually discovered this. So when we do display it, if we can just put these Italians' names, because they very kindly donated.
Yeah, that's fine.
To our association. So if I can leave that to you.
Yeah, well, that's great.
And we'll endeavour to try and find out.
Certainly learned a bit from that gentleman when we were chatting.
Well, he was the man that was there, so.
Yeah. Thank you very much indeed. That's kind of it.
I'm very proud.
Yeah, so
I'm very proud of it. That's down here, and the earlier one I take pride in is about as clocks upstairs.
Oh, right, yeah.
Which is there due to my age.
Oh, that's all right. I've got 2 things now. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.